Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Talk Lifestyle. Today I have something special for you. I am going to be sharing with you 15 of my absolute favorite habits that I've created for myself over the past year or so. When I really started digging into my health and fitness and wellness journey, I found that I really needed schedules and routines because, we as humans, we thrive on schedule and routine and habits. And I found that whenever I did develop those healthy habits for myself, I led a much happier and productive life. I wasn't so busy trying to scramble, trying to figure out what I needed to do for this or what I should eat then. And it just overall has led to a easier, healthier, happier, more productive life. And I really genuinely believe that if you could incorporate even just a few of these habits into your life, you too could have a happier and healthier life. And I'm excited to share with you what I have. I have 15 habits and I cannot wait to share. So let's go. All right, habit number 1, something that I have talked about before, meal planning. Go on, get a journal, find a way, whatever works for you, whether it's on the computer, on your phone, in a notebook, whatever it is for you. Find a way to plan out your meals in advance. I plan every single thing that I'm going to eat. Do I stick to it all the time? Not necessarily. Most of the time, yes, but there are times whenever I fall off the schedule a tiny bit. But whenever I have that plan in place, it allows me to make sure that I have what I need to get in my healthy meals, to get in my vegetables every day, to make sure that I am eating the foods that I really, truly know that my body needs for me to eat. So, number 1 tip, meal planning. If you need more information on meal planning, I have an entire video dedicated to it. Tip number 2. Go grocery shopping once weekly. Some people like to go grocery shopping twice a week. That whatever works for you. What works for me is grocery shopping once a week. We go once a weekend to the grocery store. I, on Thursday or Friday, make my meal plan for the week. What are we going to eat that following week? Then I go on and make my grocery list, and then I head to the grocery store and I get every single thing that I'm going to need for the entire week at one time. This allows me to spend the rest of my weekend and every afternoon after work doing the other things that I know that I need to do and that I want to do, rather than going to the grocery store, which I enjoy, but is a chore. Also, on that same note, going along with tip number 2, is put your grocery list in the order of things that you're going to come across in the grocery store. It allows you to be so much more productive, so much more time efficient in the grocery store. I can get in and out with an entire list within 20-ish minutes, depending on how long the lines are, but that's because I know exactly what order I'm going in through the grocery store. So once you get used to whatever grocery store you go to, you are able to do that, and it makes a world of difference. Tip number 3, daily to-do list. I make a to-do list every single day. It's just who I am. I'm a list person by nature. I just enjoy my list. I get so much satisfaction from getting across something off of my to-do list. But if you struggle with productivity, consider making a list when you wake up in the morning. A lot of times I will get a piece of paper and separate it into each day of the week, and then I can go through, and as I think about tasks that need to be done, I assign them to a certain day during the week. That way I know, okay, I don't have to get this done necessarily today, but there is a day and I am going to get this done, and it allows me to be so much more productive, and it allows me to see, okay, I have a ton of things to do, but they don't all have to be done today. All right, tip number 4. This is something that I kind of started doing. I recently had a big move and moved a few states away from my family and friends. And so it became a lot harder to see them and to talk to them. So I went ahead and I scheduled out times to talk with each of them. I talk to some of them daily, I talk to some of them weekly, I talk to some of them monthly, but this way I have a specific day and time that I know I'm going to get to talk to that friend or that family member so that I continue to develop those relationships with those people. Life gets in the way. It's so easy to say, oh yeah, that person's my friend, oh yeah, I love that person, and then never actually talk to them. So by scheduling out a time to talk to them, you are committing to that person and making sure that you get time with that person to continue to have a relationship with that person. Tip number 5, This is an important one. Exercise daily. I'm not saying you have to go to the gym and spend an hour there lifting crazy weights and screaming every time you hit a new PR. That's not what I'm telling you to do. It could be as simple as taking yourself outside and going on a 10-minute stroll. It does not matter what it is, but you need to get in that exercise daily. Elle Wood said it best when she says exercise gives you endorphins. It does. Exercise actually physically makes you happier. So if you're not getting exercise in daily, do some kind of movement daily. It can be stretching, it can be yoga, it can be going for a walk, like I said, it can be going and lifting weights. Find what motivates you, find what you enjoy, and get in some kind of movement for your body every single day. All right, tip number 6. This is a fun one. Cleanup timers. So if I walk in the door and I notice, okay, the kitchen is an absolute mess, or I walk through the bedroom door and I realize, oh my goodness, I'm so overwhelmed by the mess that's on my bed, I will go on and I will set a 5-10 minute timer, usually no more than 15 minutes, depending on how absolutely crazy the room looks. I will set a short timer and I say, okay, I'm going to use these next 5 minutes just to clean. I'm not going to touch my phone. I am not going to sit down. I am going to clean, pick up whatever is messy for these 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is. And then I know that at the end of that, okay, my room's going to look better. What I get done, I get done. What I don't, I don't. But I'm going to dedicate these 5 or 10 minutes to cleaning up. Cleanup timers. Next tip, tip number 7, eat veggies every day. I find a way at some point in every single day to make sure I get in a vegetable. Some type of vegetable. Doesn't have to be a ton, but our bodies crave, they want vegetables, and I am going to give my body what it needs. So I find a way every single day that I absolutely can to get in some kind of vegetable. Tip number 8, take pictures of any and everything. I love looking back through my camera roll on my phone and seeing all the memories that I have of these special moments with special people in my life, and I'm so thankful looking back for those pictures and those memories that I created through those pictures. So that would definitely be one of my favorite habits that I have, is just taking pictures of everything. And then I like to just try to put my phone away. I take my pictures, I soak up those memories in the pictures, and then I put my phone away and I actually do create those memories that I'm trying to capture in the pictures. Tip number 9, water, water, water. It's so cliche to say, but get in your water, especially first thing in the morning. If you're like me, you might have trouble getting water in the second that you wake up. So I do have a tip for that as well. If you struggle to get in your water in the morning, definitely recommend something such as H2 Orange. I've mentioned that in some of my videos previously. All that is 1 part orange juice to 7 parts water. Mix it up and it gives just a nice little taste, so it's not so boring to drink in the mornings. I also will sometimes mix up a jug of Crystal Light water so that I can drink that in the mornings. But get in water as soon as you wake up. It's going to hydrate your body from all the dehydration that you collected during the night. And I also love to try to get in as much water before meals as possible so that I kind of can avoid overeating as much as possible. Tip number 10, wake up early. I am absolutely a morning person, but if I wasn't, I would definitely strive to be a morning person. By being a morning person, you can be so much more productive. It just allows you to get so much more done throughout the day. So wake up early, set that alarm, boys and girls. Tip number 11, this is one that I kind of developed just for my own mental health, but this one would be to unfollow Instagram or Twitter or whatever you use accounts that do not bring you any joy. There are definitely people that I have followed over the years that they don't bring me joy. And so I recently learned, rather than sitting here comparing myself to them or being annoyed by them or whatever it is that they made me feel, just unfollow them. It's not gonna hurt, it's not harmful to anyone or anything. Just unfollow. It will. Tip number 13 would be to use spices in your food. There is no need in sitting here eating boring, bland food. Mix it up, use spices, try different things. My favorite 2 spices are garlic powder and onion powder, but there are so many to use and they can be used on anything. Mix up your food, make food that you enjoy, and use those spices. And on that same note, my next tip would be to drink collagen. Collagen is so good for your hair and skin and nails and bones. I have a brand that I like. It's called Umzu, and they create a brownie batter flavor. So not only is it great for you, but it also tastes delicious. Tip number 14, write down what you eat. This one was something that I really used when I first started out, and then over time I kind of backed away from it and haven't done it as much, but on days whenever I feel like I'm really struggling, I will go back to this. Writing down what you eat is so important and helpful for so many different reasons. For me, it was a big mental health thing. I was able to see that, okay, even though it feels like I ate like absolute trash one day, I actually didn't eat that bad. Like, it just felt like I was doing bad, and I was able to see that actually I'm doing okay. I'm doing great. I'm doing better than okay. I'm doing really, really good. But it's helpful for so many reasons. It's also helpful because you're able to see, like, okay, I felt really, really good, very energetic on this day. What did I eat on this day that maybe made me feel that way? Or I felt really bloated on this day, or my stomach didn't feel good at the end of the day. Like, what could I have eaten that made me feel that way? So writing down your food has a lot of benefits, and definitely something that I recommend to anyone who's wanting to get started, or anyone who feels like they're struggling with their health journey. And my last tip would be listen to podcasts. Over the past year or so, I have found that yes, music is fun. I totally enjoy listening to it, but a lot of times I want something that's going to stimulate me a little bit more, something that's going to be a little bit more entertaining. Don't get me wrong, love my music. I totally jam out all the time, but whenever I'm going for a walk, or whenever I'm riding in long distances in the car, even back and forth to work, I enjoy listening to podcasts because I feel like I'm learning something from it. It's just a little bit more stimulating for my brain. So I love listening to podcasts, and definitely one of my favorite health tips. Thanks for following along, guys. I hope that you find that at least one or two of these habits is something that you can take into your own life to create a happier or healthier or more productive life for yourself. I hope that you will share this video with a friend so that more and more people can begin to live happier and healthier and more productive lives. If you found this video to be helpful, please go in and hit the subscribe button. I definitely am going to be sharing each week some healthy habits or things that I have incorporated into my life that just have allowed me to live my best life. So thanks for following along, and I cannot wait to see you again next week.